3, 2, 1. Riding Rush Duels Acceleration. That's right, we get riding duels within Yugioh Sevens. And overall, it was pretty entertaining. Hello everyone and welcome to the Dueling with Downton. And today, let's talk all things episode 54 of the Yugioh Sevens anime series. An episode that I thought had a lot of things to love, but there were also a few concerning factors to take into account. So let's talk all things, starting off with the Goha siblings. We only really got to see some interactions between Yugioh, the wind attribute user who dueled Yugioh this episode, the female of the siblings, and Yugioh, the sibling who I honestly thought would have the least showcasing / involvement from the siblings. However, judging from the events that transpired, I was wrong. This whole sibling interaction, especially towards the end, helps to create this feeling of disconnect within the siblings. They aren't all on the same page. This is evident by their shocked reaction that they display once Yugioh suggests that whoever loses out of the siblings should relinquish their title as Goha president. You would think that the siblings themselves would have agreed upon a punishment before going to war against Rush Duels and Yugioh. But this turns out to not be the case. It looks like Yugioh is pulling all of the strings. After all, they even dropped the information that it was him who suggested / pushed his idea of going after Yugioh in the first place. So maybe he knows more than what the others do or are letting on. Plus, when the female questioned Yugioh about what debris it was that actually caused them to return from space so early, she was left or given an ambiguous answer. So this episode really does do a good job at getting Yugioh over as the season's main threat for the time being. However, one issue I do take with the plot / plan they set out with in this episode regarding Rush Robot is, of course, every time you win, the binds will get released. Win 6 times and you save Rush Dueling. Of course, it's meant to be quite simple because it's a kid's show. That's fine. But the reason as to why I find this an issue is because it feels very much like a rehash of the situation we had with Neil, where if our heroes got 6 strikes, then they'll be locked out and Rush Duels will be no more. Yeah, kind of feels like that. Of course, it's not going to go as easy for our heroes as we initially thought, because we're going to have hiccups here and there and on the way, especially once this new summoning mechanic that's being teased in this episode is revealed. Don't get me wrong though, I really did love the foreshadowment that they had in the ending of Opening 2, where we saw the Rush Robot dancing. I thought that was a bit goofy, however now, it shows that we are in that current situation. Rush Robot, the dueling program for Rush Duels, is in a bind, and it's dancing / exercising so much that with these binds attached, it's going to break shortly. That's why our heroes have to win and take these binds off it. Another fear it strikes up within me from this episode was, with this kind of 6 wins and it's free malarkey, it feels like we're going to stick with that 13 episode system Yugioh Sevens has shown throughout its entirety so far. Hopefully that doesn't mean we're going to be done with the siblings sooner rather than later. I hope they do stick around for longer because they have some cool designs, great voices, and I want to learn more about each one. So hopefully we get enough time and enough showcasing given to all of them. Now then, there's been a popular theory going around about whether or not Yugioh could be the missing Goha sibling. But from this episode, it looks like that theory / idea is less likely to happen. But the siblings do see potential within older Yugioh. They want to employ him if they manage to win and end up beating his friends and him. So, could that still happen? Could there be a deal or bargain struck to where Rush Robot survives, but Yugioh joins them, making that silhouette in the opening still come to fruition and being Yugioh? We'll have to see. But more importantly, poor Mimi Itachi. She really did not deserve what the treatment was given to her from this episode. It turns out she was obviously a placeholder president. but I really hope she does get given the justice she deserves, and a duel against her siblings or drone to prove her worth. Do I think she'll become president again by the end of this whole ordeal with the Goha siblings? Yes, I do. I feel like the siblings are going to go off and do their own thing once this kind of conflict between our heroes and the siblings have been dealt with, but we'll have to wait and see. Only time would tell in that regard. So then, let's focus more on Yugioh's character, as I really did like this character overall. His personality seemed rather extra, with his phrases being over the top and relating to his passion for all things acceleration, i.e. racing along the wind, having a fast-paced life, which kind of go hand in hand with him using the wind attribute. He seemed really respectful and even gained a liking for Yugioh and Rushdoors towards the end, so it does show there's hope for these siblings to stick around after this war against them and, Rush Robot is saved. So hopefully that does come to fruition, because I do want to see these play an integral part later on, like we see with Asana, Neil and Roa coming back into the story and being more on the side of good. I feel like the siblings could do that, but a little bit differently. Now, like I said, some of his phrases were a bit odd and over the top, like saying "Harpy Lady, go to the pit stop" when sacrificing her. But one line I really did like from the character while they're inside the tunnel was, "We have no idea as to what obstacles might stand in our way, and it's the same for dueling." I'm not quite sure, but this line, for me, I thought it was awesome. And I love seeing Harpy Lady, Cyber Falcon, and Cybertech Alligator returning. Those are some good starter deck monsters that we got in the Yu-Gi-Oh video games, and yeah, seeing them back, awesome. Plus his ace monster, Formula Eagle. I just realised a pun on that, it's Formula 1 racing. That just made it even cooler. Yeah, great design, okay ability, but honestly, I would use it if given the chance. But the Riding Rush duel itself I thought was really fun, and hopefully we see more of them in the future. It was basically just a rush duel while riding something. There was no extra gimmick attached to it, which I think is fine. We didn't need like speed counters or anything like that to make it any more interesting. But I did like the ending, where they were fighting over first place to cross the finish line, even if that made no sense. Because Yugioh would not have won the duel despite losing all of his life points if he had crossed the finish line first. That would have made the duel pointless. But it made it seem like there was still tension and still a chance for him to win if he crossed the finish line before Yugioh did. So yeah, I mean, that was pretty cool. Seeing Roman in the same outfit as Arata and acting a bit sassy, not putting up with the costume character's lack of hygiene, was oddly satisfying. But the stranger thing from her character this episode was her worrying about Kaizo. That took me by surprise a little. I guess if Kaizo lost power and stopped working, Yugioh would lose, and that would negatively affect the situation our heroes are currently in. So maybe she was trying to will Kaizo on, maybe giving him power by giving him the support of a fair, beautiful maiden. I have no idea, but I wouldn't put it past Roman to maybe try her charm on Kaizo, because we've seen how much Kaizo kind of fangirls over Roman in the past. So, could be a reason. Overall though, this episode I thought was really good, and it builds up a lot of hype for episodes to come in the future. Especially with that hint of the new summoning mechanic lurking in wait. Whatever it may be, it has to be powerful. Powerful enough to rebuild the power and prestige Goha Corporation once held. After all, that's what the conversation at the end of the episode was all about. That sibling that looks a bit mysterious, a bit more sinister than the others, wanted to rebuild the prestige of Goha. But that's all I've got to say for this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed, and of course let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I want to hear what you have to say about everything that transpired. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed. Hit like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. But more importantly, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Arigato, matane, goodbye.